And the Trump administration has ordered a freeze on federal loans and grants. The change was set to take effect nationally this afternoon, but minutes before that, a federal judge blocked the freeze until Monday. While Washington tries to hit the pause button, many local nonprofits that rely on federal dollars are hitting the panic button. Jude Binkley joins us now with a look at how the freeze is expected to impact charities and those nonprofits here in the Gem State. Jude.
Well, Hunter, uncertainty is the word we've been hearing a lot today, and that's been coming from both some government agencies and from nonprofits. With federal funding for loans and grants set to freeze,
it's a shock to the system.
Many local nonprofits are feeling the chill.
And I think there's a lot of, uncertainty, lack of clarity around what is the long-term impact to these programs going to be from federal funding sources.
The Idaho Nonprofit Center works with and advocates for nonprofits across the state. They say the funding freeze is especially disruptive for larger nonprofits, many of which are supported directly through federal agencies.
We're talking about healthcare, we're talking about housing, food security, a lot of the basics, which nonprofits have been at the forefront of providing those services for decades and decades and decades in our country and in our communities.
In a letter, Meals on Wheels called the memo unclear and harmful. The nonprofit says nearly 37% of their nationwide funding comes from a federal program. Impact Idaho Nonprofit Center Vice President Kevin Bailey agrees the memo lacks clarity and is quite broad.
It's going to take a while to figure out what programs this applies to. But we're already seeing some impacts on the ground.
Impacts that could have a ripple effect.
There's over $11 billion in federal or out-of-state monies. Most of that's federal money that comes into Idaho for various programs, for both for-profit and nonprofit, assistance to farmers, etc. And those dollars are vitally important to Idaho's economy.
As nonprofits navigate these choppy waters, Bailey says your support could help keep them afloat.
Go to their page, drop a donation to them. It not only lets them know that they're supported by the community, but they're going to need those funds to get through these next couple of weeks.
And again, a judge put a stay on this order, so it will now not take effect until Monday. Now, Hunter, some state AGs and a group of nonprofits have filed lawsuits against this funding pause. Idaho is not part of those legal challenges.
Well, Monday, we're going to be watching out for that. Thank you, Jude.